As long as there is life, there is hope. Hope is all that is left for these children who fled hundreds of miles to escape from the oppression of ISIL and from the war that took place in their hometowns. Displaced families left behind their destroyed homes and burning cities in the north and west of the country, such as in the ancient city of Mosul, where tens of thousands of homes, factories and schools were destroyed by suicide bombings, explosive devices, and during the large-scale air and ground battle that took place during the efforts to root out ISIL fighters. The old city alone has had more than 12,000 houses destroyed. Extensive physical damage to buildings and infrastructure have severely impacted the city of Ramadi, the largest city in western Iraq. In Sinjar, ISIL destroyed most of the Yazidi villages and towns. Providing a decent life for displaced Iraqis and rebuilding their destroyed homes has been a noble goal pursued by the Japanese government since the beginning of the crisis. This has been achieved through the provision of shelter units for IDPs and the rehabilitation of returnee homes. Through UN Habitat, Japanese funding has allowed the completion of 17 housing projects for a total of 2,692 shelter units and 1,315 rehabilitated houses, benefiting more than 25,000 displaced persons. In the city of Erbil, the Japanese government funded the implementation of the Baharka 2 shelter site for IDPs, with 298 units, which provide adequate housing solutions to 1,088 displaced persons from the city of Mosul and its suburban areas who had fled from the threat of ISIL.
هددوني وطلعت ابني شرطي وهددوه قالوا اني حط راسه على ظهره واخذت نفسي وهزمته قدامي واني لحقته بعدين خليت عائلته سنتين غادي ورا السنتين سحبتهم على سوريا وجبتهم لي هنا وجينا تحولنا هنا احسن لنا.
والله تعرف احنا كنا ساكنين بالمخيم خيم كلها لي غادي شويه فالوضع كان يعني ما زين تعرف الخيمه تراب وطوز وكنا بعيدين عن الشارع واني تعرف مصاب اني انصابيت يعني حرب داعش وطبعا يعني الخيمه تختلف عن الكرفان شوي يعني ارتب انظف يعني احنا مرينا يجوز ما شفتوا وش عندنا فيديوهات قبل سنتين ثلاثه يعني عندنا خيم كانت تطير يعني اطفال بالشارع يعني يطير والله.
The Dar Karajam shelter site in Zakho is another project funded by the Japanese government, which includes 800 shelter units, benefiting 4,800 displaced persons who fled from the district of Sinjar, the majority of which are Yazidis. At the University of Fallujah, another project funded by the Japanese government, UN Habitat provided accommodation for more than 500 students and university professors, thus ensuring the continuity of the students' educational achievements.
طبعا المنحة اللي قدمتها منظمة اليون الهابيتات أوجدت مقر بديل لجامعة الفلوجة في بغداد كانت خطوة كبيرة. أعتقد أنه هاي الخطوة حتساعدنا كنا كطلبة أنه نكمل مشوارنا الدراسي. لذلك احنا نقدم الشكر الجزيل لهذه المنظمة ومن ساهم بدوره من حكومة اليابان السفارة اليابانية في بغداد أو حتى المسؤولين في محافظة الأنبار أو المسؤولين في بغداد.
In the Kilo 18 site, adjacent to the city of Ramadi, UN Habitat constructed a new housing complex, constituted by 350 temporary shelter units, built according to the latest specifications, to accommodate 3,150 displaced persons whose houses were completely destroyed during the war. In Ramadi, where displaced families have started returning to their areas after the liberation from ISIL, the Japanese government has funded a large-scale rehabilitation project of 500 damaged houses in the district of Tamim, Al-Mu'alamin, and Andalus in central Ramadi.
والله بيتنا تقريبا ضرر هو أكثر شيء الجدار الأمامية مال البيت الستاير عمروها والبوب الداخلية أكو أضرار من تفجير بقع وحفر هم شو اسمه عمروها شبابيك الجام هاي عادة دائما مكسرة، البوب الخارجية كلها تقريبا كاملة إن شاء الله.
In Sinjar, the historic homeland of Iraqi Yazidis, where the Yazidis were killed and expelled by ISIL, 250 houses were rebuilt in the town of Zorawa.
ممنونی وانا اقل ویلجنا UN هابیتر مالی مشکرین امج من خیمه هاتنج آواره بون شنگل دهوگی و زخوان آواره بون خانگی ام هات خانین مشهودی و منج مرة شکرین کامل کرنا ممنونی لجنا UN هابیترین قلق ممنون.
In the Nineveh Plain, the historical homeland of the Iraqi Christian, Yazidi, and Shabak minorities, where houses were heavily destroyed in the summer of 2014, the Japanese government is working on the rehabilitation of nearly 400 damaged homes for citizens, returning to the towns of Hamdaniya, Batnaya, and Teleskuf, in addition to the town of Bartella, whose population has been Shabak and Christian for centuries.
هذا البيت طبعا انا بقيت به من سنه 90 ابني به من سنه 90 الى 2014 فكل هاي السنين كل هذا التعب العمر وبدوه بلحظات طبعا مو اني بوحدي اهلي وجماعتي واصدقائي كلهم بقرقوش كلهم بيوتهم بهاي الحاله.
The road to restoring Iraq towards a fully stable country will take a while, but it starts from being able to restore hope in the displaced Iraqi citizens, of being able to safely return to their homes and cities and resume their lives.